Hi guys, Goldie here. I've been having the most difficult time trying to make videos. It's almost to the point of laughter. um, I've been trying to not recreate, but redo my intro video because I thought it was just too long and long-winded, and I don't know, like just wasn't something I was happy with. And then yesterday being the full moon under Pisces, I was like supercharged, and I was getting together everything to do ritual, but I was making my own money spell candles and did a huge how-to and was like super pumped about it. I don't know, like getting it all set up, and I don't know how to edit videos, and my problem. So it's all on my computer, but it won't upload. I don't know how to edit it. I'm going to try and get it up at some point because I think it would be a great video. They're already working. It's freaking amazing. It's just awesome. So I'll show them to you and kind of tell you what I did. Just where did I put them? One second. Back. I left them over there. So I did two different ways with first, I anointed one candle. I use green candles. It's very common to use green for money because a lot of money is green. It has a lot of connection with that for prosperity, wealth, all that kind of good stuff, all that kind of stuff you want. And so I did this one where I used, let me see if I can remember just off the top of my head what I used. I had basil, mint, nutmeg, cinnamon, juniper bark, bay leaf, which I wrote my intentions on the bay leaf, and then I used ginger and two different types of hot chilies to speed up the situation, to put some fire into it, some kick, you know? That's what chilies and ginger are really good for, kicking up a spell or an intention. So, excuse me. So I put all of those in a mortar and pestle and ground them up, and not into like a fine powder, but until they were ground up enough to use. And then there you go. And then I like to use coconut oil because it's a harder oil. It doesn't, it just clings better. You can make more of a paste out of it and really coat your candle in it. And like here in Texas, it is really warm all the time, pretty much, even inside. It's usually, even with the AC on, it's like 75 degrees in my house. So coconut oil will melt, but you can pop in the refrigerator for a few minutes and it'll harden right back up and everything will stick on there. And during summertime, sometimes I have to keep my candles in the refrigerator because I'll come home and they'll be wilted. And so yeah, I coated that one with the herbs and the oil, anointed that candle. But I had one more green candle, and I had a bunch of white tea lights. And I decided that I wanted to have, especially since it was such a good time to do this spell and to make these candles, that I was going to make a bunch of them so I could have them throughout the year, because I've bought money candles that worked phenomenally, but they're quite pricey, and they're pricey for me, and I'm super cheap, so I'm $12 to $15 a candle, and but they work great. But nothing is going to work better than what something that you make yourself, you know, because all your intention, all your energy, everything that you use and put, you know, a lot of these herbs came from my garden, but the majority of them actually really came from my spice cabinet, you know, because it's all the same, the herbs and energy that you're getting from it, just because it comes in a McCormick canister and not like a beautifully antique glass that somebody put it in, doesn't mean it's less effective. So what I did is I took that one green candle and I chopped it all up and melted it in a double boiler with the little, I popped out the little tea lights. The insides popped out and the wicks just slid right out. You can get them at you can get a huge pack of them at like the dollar store. And so pop those out, and then I chopped up all the wax so it was easier to melt. And then I put it, what I use is I just get like a saucepan and fill it, you know, a couple inches of water. And then I use, grab it, sorry, back and forth, back and forth. I use this thing, which is actually for espresso, but it's too big for my espresso maker. So now it's my wax melter. And then just a wooden spoon that you don't mind ruining. And you put the wax in here and make sure that no water gets in there. And then just melt it down. And once that was all melted down, then everything becomes green wax. But another tip that I really love is if you don't have the color that you need, or you want a really specific color, or something totally different, you know, something that like really reaches out to you, if you have crowns around, crowns are wax, and I have broken crowns all over the place because I have kids that break crowns all over the place. And so you can just get whatever color you want and throw it in there with some white wax or clear wax or whatever, and it'll turn that color. It's really awesome, and it's a really cheap way to find whatever color you need. So I melted all that down, and then I poured the rest of the herbs that I had ground up into the wax itself. And then I have this larger jar, which is just, it used to be another candle that I completely burnt out, but I kept the jar. Before I had started any of this, I made sure to cleanse everything, sage it. I took a ritual shower to where I cleansed my body, put things that were very calming to me. I hummed and chanted to clear my mind, because I tend to get caught up in just thoughts and tangents and tangent thoughts all the time. And I'm like, oh, suddenly I need to think about like that time I didn't turn in homework in second grade and how I felt about that. And I'm like, okay, focus. This is what I'm thinking about now. And so, you know, I like to hum or sing songs or chant something to clear my mind, a little meditation, and, you know, just feel really good and relaxed. And I like to put on just like a good smelling like oil or even perfume if you like perfume, you know, just something that makes you feel like good and cleansed and just open, you know, and whatever works for you works for you. I love rose oil, jasmine oil, sometimes peppermint or eucalyptus, and just like clears my head and mind and gets me all open and ready to do this stuff, you know. And so yeah, so then I just really carefully, you know, I used a part of the spoon. You can get a little ladle, or I ended up just pouring it straight from the container, but I would be very, very careful doing any of that because the wax gets very hot, you know, you don't want to burn yourself. And then I poured it into a fancy paper plate like this, and that way your counters stay clean and you're not cleaning up wax everywhere. And then you have these little tea lights, which are great because, you know, they're not going to spend hours and hours burning, or days and days, I mean. And so I was able to make 6 tea lights and then one bigger one, which was very convenient because all the big major pieces of herbs went into this one, and man, these feel so good. Like the energy from these is amazing. And I lit this one last night under the full moon, and this one I put my hair into because I do that, and a little extra part of myself. And I lit that under the full moon last night, and it burned until we were going to bed. I'm going to light it again, continue to light it until it's out, and then I'm going to release the wax and to let it continue on its way. And then I have these. I'm going to be lighting some for family members, some who have businesses that you know could use some help, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to try and get that whole video up so you can actually see the how-to, what I use and laid out, but I just wanted to put this video out as a quick, this is what I did, not, I guess, how-to, this is what I did, considering I don't really have everything laid out in front of me. And as far as like portions of herbs, I just used what I felt needed to be used. So it was all intuitive. It wasn't, you know, 3 parts this and 6 parts that and this and that, you know. It's like I just went with like my gut feeling on what it needed to be, and if it needed more of this or that, or you know, like I didn't end up using all my bark, but I ended up, you know, using all my basil and all my mint, and you know, so just go with what feels right to you, and because it's your magic and it's your workings, and that's all that's important. It's what works for me won't necessarily work for you, but you can change it in your own way, and that would work for you, you know. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. I'm gonna try and get those other videos up and see how this goes, but so far the best way seems to be my really crappy webcam. So it's really grainy and bad quality, but hey, at least it's dependable. My phone apparently has so little storage in it that I can do about 4 minutes of video before it dies on me and not kicks me out. So if you have any questions about it, or you want an actual list, I don't mind doing that, or anything like that. Any questions at all, or just say hello. I'd love to meet some of you folks and just have a nice little chat in the comments. And if you like this video, I'm going to try and put more out, and I'm really enjoying it, even though it's not really panning out how I thought it would. But please like and subscribe and ringy bell thing, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.